Okay, hey boys and girls, it's so good to be back with each of you, and I know you are wondering, why is Miss Evelyn doing the crafts this morning? That's so unusual for her. So Miss Sue is out of town visiting her sweet little grandbaby, and I'm filling in for her. So I wanted to show you a few things. This is in the younger children's packet for the preschoolers through first grade. So you'll have a paper like this, and you're also going to have a yellow triangle. And if you look on the page, you can see here's Abraham and Sarah with their little sweet baby Isaac that God promised them, and he has arrived. And you are going to take your yellow triangle and fold it in half like this, and then you'll just take your scissors and cut up the fold all the way up, kind of not all the way, you don't want to cut it in two, but cut most of the way up, and then you are going to glue it to the front of your paper like this so that it's lined up right on top of the other triangle like this. And then the next thing you're going to do is it's going to look like this, and you're going to crumple back the edges so you can open up the tent and see the little family inside here. And you'll also want to color your letters at the top. It says "We Can Trust God." Color your trees, and you'll have a nice little picture here to remind you of the promise that God fulfilled in bringing Isaac into Abraham and Sarah's family. Now, the older kids' craft is a little bit different. I wanted to do something that's a little more complicated for you. So I put together a diorama, is what we call that. Used to in Awana, the kids had to make one for one of their sections. I think they're fun to do, and it's just a representation of a story or a lesson or something that you've learned about. And this is a representation of Abraham and Sarah and how they lived in a tent. And let's see, you have all the necessary things right inside your packet, and so you'll have to color your tent. The tent was not colored, but you'll have to color it, cut it out, and then you're going to glue the tabs to the front of the tent. And I know you guys can do this all on your own. You're very smart, I know you are. But then you have all your pictures, and they're already colored for you, and you'll have to cut them out like I have done here so that you'll have the different characters to put for your diorama. So what I want you to do, after you cut them out and all, you might want to find yourself a box or a lid on a box or something. I just glued a sun on the inside of mine, but you can decorate it even more if you want to. But it's a picture, a representation of Abraham in the afternoon, the heat of the day. He had gone out to sit in front of his tent and hopefully catch a cool breeze in the late afternoon. And so he's here, and then the Bible, let me just read to you what the Bible says. Now the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre while he was sitting at the tent door in the heat of the day. And when he lifted up his eyes, he looked, and behold, 3 men were standing opposite him. So what I want you to do is think about some of these details. Here are the 3 men standing opposite him, and so you can kind of bring them in here in your diorama like this, and read some of these scriptures to yourself. And those little flaps, they really help you keep them standing up. But there are other ones here. After this happens, they end up going and making food for the men. And so Sarah comes out and helps him. And then there's also, you can read later in Genesis 20 about Abraham and Sarah. I think it was the 21st chapter of Genesis. You can read about Abraham and Sarah and their little sweet family. And so you can take the flaps and fold them down like this. And then you can move these away. Oops. You can move these away, and then you can put Abraham and Sarah here so that you can tell the story to your younger siblings, and talk to them about what's happened in the Bible. But that's what I want you to do, is retell the biblical account to your siblings, maybe to your parents, or even look up the scriptures in the Bible yourself from Genesis 18 to chapter 21, because we've been talking about these events the last few weeks. So I hope you have fun with it. It's great to be with you here, and look forward to seeing you next week. See you later. Bye-bye.